When we have information from a BIM model, such as Envisioneer, why automate? What is the added benefit of taking that information and sharing it? Well, if we can share the same information throughout the entire process, it makes it a more efficient process to build the home. So when we're designing the structure that we're going to build, and we have that design done, we want to pull off as much information from that model that we can, so we can use it throughout the journey. So when we have the Envisioneer model, and it's giving us all of the materials we need to build that model, we're going to send that data out so that we can send it to accounting and control systems like Buildertrend for managing the entire project. So they can take all of those materials that we're going to send them and put it in as part of the project map. We're going to see that happen today. Last week, we discussed taking the model and putting it into more of a sales and marketing and designing the kitchen space. And this week, we're going to look at the whole project management portion of it as well. So let's look at a demonstration of taking that BIM model and the information attached to it, and then the integration with Buildertrend. So I'm going to open up my Envisioneer where I have a model ready for us to go today. This is a model designed in Envisioneer. And what we want to do is take the information from the home itself and all the materials we need to build it and send that out to Buildertrend so we can pass the information of the materials along to our project management. When do we need to do that? We go up to Tools, we analyze the model, and we generate a project estimate. The project estimate will put all of the materials that we need for this particular building in a report. This report can be in many different formats. The one you see on my screen right now is called a standard report form. You could print it out, you could take it to your local building supply for information on how to obtain all of those different materials. When we want to send it out to Buildertrend, we need to put it in a format that Buildertrend accepts and uses in their system. So by coming up to this pull down, we can select Buildertrend from the list. It will then reformat all of the information that we have and put it into the format that Buildertrend can read. You will notice that we have an accounting code, description, quantity, unit price, and amount. These are the pieces of information that we can pass to Buildertrend and that they will read. You might be thinking, if you've been using Envisioneer, what's an accounting code? I don't remember seeing that as part of my options in Envisioneer, but it's an option in Buildertrend, the accounting code. So what we have to do in Envisioneer, because we don't have accounting code as one of our options, we have to match that up and mirror that with one of the options we have in Envisioneer. So when I look at this little button right here, it's called Edit the Template. This will show me all of the background information in this Buildertrend link template that we're using. And the information I want to look at specifically is the records. So all of these records of all of the different materials, how is it formatted? Here you'll see that accounting code. And its value coming out of Envisioneer is our division option. So when you see division under each element, that's what we're marrying up with accounting code, which Buildertrend needs to be able to match up the products that we're sending over so they can use it in Buildertrend. So let's take a look at the division code and where we can find it for all of the different elements so you can see where you get this piece of information. I'm going to hit cancel here. And no, I don't want to make those changes permanent. And I'm going to exit out of that bill of materials. So if I select something like this garage door and look at its properties, under the quantity tab, that's where we're housing all of the pieces of information that we have for our material list. In here, you'll see division. So this is the division code, the accounting code that we're going to pass over to Buildertrend. Now, what if this division number isn't the same as the accounting code that you're using in Buildertrend? popular question that we get on our end, and also that the employees at Buildertrend are getting as well. How do we make this easier to change those numbers? The first thing you can do is you can type in a new number here. Because the accounting codes in a Buildertrend can vary from one user to the next, there isn't a very simplistic set of numbers that we can plug in here so that they match. Those are unique to you, so you'll have to change those values. So you could type in a new number here, 98672, whatever it might be, that could be your accounting code in Buildertrend. But what if they're all wrong? What if you have to do mass changes, and coming into each and every product is going to take a lot of time? Well, we can come up here to File, Catalogs, and we can export our catalog out of Envisioneer. That's every single item that we have in Envisioneer can be exported out. So when I hit Export Catalog Items, I would send it out somewhere on my desktop and save it as a text file. I've preloaded up in Excel down here to show you how I can get that brought in. So I'm bringing in the text file. I'm telling it it's a delimited file and that it is delimited by tabs. So you can see it already starting to put itself into groups. I hit Next and Finish, and there's all of the different elements in Envisioneer in Excel. What you'll notice with these files that I'm bringing in here and all of these different records, at the very top, this F column is division. So this is where you can more efficiently cut and paste all of the different accounting codes that you need to marry it up to Buildertrend, and then save this file. Once you save this file back in Envisioneer, you can then come back to File, Catalogs, and import the catalog. And when you import that file, it'll update all of those divisions to be the new numbers that you want. So then you can match them up easily to the accounting codes you have in Buildertrend. Okay, so the one piece of information that's very important when you're exporting information out of Envisioneer to share it is it has to be in a format that is readable by the other company. So when we're working with the folks at Buildertrend in their application, we're using the Generate Project Estimate, and we're making sure that we're using the Buildertrend link template. So it puts it in this format. And again, this accounting code is what marries them up together. So it recognizes what we see as a garage door, they also see as that garage door. So make sure that that accounting code in Buildertrend matches the division code in Envisioneer. When I save this, this is when I would pass it over to Buildertrend. And now I'm going to introduce you to John at Buildertrend. I've previously sent him a copy of that export so that he has it ready to go for you, so we don't have to see him changing values and things like that. He already has it, so it's a more efficient process in today's webinar. So let me just get John queued up here, and we will get him to present Buildertrend. So I'm going to make John our new presenter. Hello, John, can you hear us?
Hello, thank you, appreciate it. Thank you all for joining us. Can you guys see my screen okay?
I'm just going to check just to make sure we can see the screen, and it looks like we can, John, so you can go right ahead.
Great, thank you for sharing that with us. That is a very common question we do get for folks that are using software like Cadsoft and Envisioneer, and making sure that when they do bring those values out of those products into Buildertrend, that it goes in seamlessly. And I'm going to showcase how easy that is. So as you know, or maybe you don't know, Buildertrend is a project management software that works quite well with softwares like Envisioneer and Cadsoft. And we do not have a takeoff estimating tool in Buildertrend. We have a pro forma style estimate. So many times builders definitely need to bring in those material takeoffs and bring in all those items so that they can start using our financial tools, specifically our purchase order system, so that they can work with and send those purchase orders out to their trade partners, suppliers, and vendors. And that really ties into our job costing tool. So if you're wondering why would I do this, what would be the benefit, it's really twofold here. One, you're going to be able to take your materials takeoffs and your items that you need into your estimate and put them in a well-designed, customer-facing tool like Buildertrend, where we can come in here and we can bring in some of these values, which I'm about to do right now. But on top of that, once those values are entered in and you've finalized your estimate, you're going to be able to take those values and use our budgeting tool to do job costing through the use of our purchase order system. So we've proven over the course of our 12 years of business that the builders who use our purchase order system on average save about $5,000 per year, not to mention the time and frustrations that come from some of those things where, you know, your invoice doesn't always match with what you were quoted, and the purchase order system really can help that. So it all starts with the estimate. So just to kind of get back to functionality here, I am within our estimating tool, and I'm going to go ahead and import in that export that we were just shown, and I reformatted it a little bit since both the systems aren't congruent with regard to our accounting codes. I didn't have a chance to take the accounting codes as you were just shown from Envisioneer and put them into Buildertrend, but I'm going to go ahead and import in a list of material takeoffs here really quickly, just to kind of showcase how easy it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and import those in. I have it already pre-saved here in a file for takeoffs, and I'm just going to go ahead and select that file. And it just takes a little bit of formatting. We call them cost codes. Envisioneer may call them divisions or accounting codes. And it's going to be able to bring in all of those values. It's going to map those values and the cost codes if they are matching in both systems. And just very quickly now, you've brought in your materials takeoff into Buildertrend, and you can start now formatting that or taking these values and mass action, sending them out to purchase orders. So that way you can start getting those to your trade partners and suppliers and getting signatures on some of those contractual agreements to perform the work or purchase these materials. So we can now begin formatting some of these through our worksheet tab and format tab, so we can get them in the most aesthetically pleasing format for our customers and make it look in a way that we can hopefully get these contracts and estimates signed off on. So it's just that easy, and I just wanted to take a moment to showcase that. That's really all I have for you, folks. Of course, if you do want more information on Buildertrend, please just go to buildertrend.com. .net is our product website. .com. You can just go ahead and click on try it risk-free, and we can give you a free demo. And one thing I will close out on here, folks, is that all of our training and support, once you're on board with Buildertrend, is unlimited and free, so you'll have a dedicated customer success manager, which is included in your subscription to Buildertrend. So you'll always have a guide helping you along the way. So I really appreciate your time here. That's all I have for today, folks.
Okay, well, thank you, John. We do have some questions already appearing in our chat panel. And for those of you in attendance, I want to remind you that you can use the GoToMeeting chat box to type in any questions that you might have, and we'll be able to pose those to John and myself so we can answer them for you. The first question that was posed there, John, as soon as you kind of changed your screen there, was they noticed you had a picture on the element there, the little house. I think that's what they're referring to. They're wondering if that picture can be an actual rendering that they grabbed from Envisioneer. Can that be updated?
The import functionality that you just saw of the items would not be inclusive of that picture that you see here, but we could certainly add it here into our formatting section. You would have to download it separately from Envisioneer, and then you would go ahead and copy paste it into your introductory text, and then it would format here in the preview section for your customer to see. Okay, so just for clarification there, so if you create a rendering in Envisioneer, it's going to come out as a JPEG or a bitmap. And John, what you're saying is they can take that JPEG and bitmap and then put it into that worksheet view so that they can add it as part of that sheet. That is correct. Yep, we can accommodate that JPEG, and it will show quite nicely here in Buildertrend for your customer preview either electronically. If you send it to them electronically through Buildertrend, you can release this agreement or contract or estimate, whatever you want to call it, to your customer, or of course you could print it out.
Wonderful. Great.